Hi, everybody. My name is Eddie Espinosa. A little background on me for those of you that don't know me. Before coming to Boca Code, I actually spent 7 years in the mortgage industry. Majority of that time I did spend in sales, but I did also spend 2 years as a senior trainer. And for the last 2.5 years, I have been teaching myself full stack development. Some skills that I felt I was able to gain in both fields. I became very good at problem solving. I stayed very organized, and just really good with simplicity. Making stuff easy to use, easy to understand. And I believe I'm going to showcase those three skills here with my application that I built StockUp. So the problem that I am tackling, I'll start with a quick rhetorical question here. So have you ever gone to the store and just spent way more than you anticipated? It was $150, $200 later. You bought everything in the store, only to get home and realize that you didn't buy the one thing you actually went for. So that's me. So that's why whenever it's time to go shopping, I actually make a list. I go all over the house, run to the fridge, pantry, every room, bathroom, just making sure I know what's missing, what's not, only to get to the store and realize I have no idea what I actually have and don't have. Buy stuff I already have, forget the stuff that I actually need. So the solution is basically an application that in 4 words does it for you. So without further ado, I'm going to show you. The domain is stockup-app.com. I won't be able to showcase everything that you can do on the application just because of time, but you can always go to the domain after and just poke around, mess with it. So here's my site. I'm going to go ahead and log in with Google. I'm doing the authentication here with Firebase. I'm going to log in with my email here. And it's going to take us right to the main page, which is what shows you all of your inventory. Once it comes up, you'll see, you'll get a very good insight into what I keep in the house. And it does have a couple of selectors here at the top so that you can see, in other words, why your shelves are empty. And you can also just see what you already have in stock. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you have a plus button. This allows me to add new items. The top section here gives you some options about when you want the app to add something to your shopping list. So you can do it when the shelf is almost empty, when the container is running low, or by a certain date. So a good example would be my coffee here. You see it's dangerously low. So I'm not interested in buying 3 of these tubs. I just need the one. I'm more interested in when I'm about to run out. Or I can do it by a certain date. If you buy a bunch of fruit and it's gone bad, it doesn't matter how much you have, it's time to restock. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 quick items here. I'm going to start by adding some milk. Just going to put 1 container here. Don't know what milk goes for these days. And let's drink some milk, right? So there we go. It's a lot of consumption for one day. So we're going to click additional info here. And this is where I can actually upload an image. And I've actually picked one out here. Neat little gallon of milk. You can put in the brand. Let's just say Publix brand. And you can put a group label. I'll demonstrate why this is useful in a second here. I'm just going to add it to my breakfast group. I'm going to go to my options. And you see it's asking me to remind me when the container is at a certain percent. So if I leave it at 25, it won't add it because it's not there yet. So I'm going to put it at 30. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save. And then it will load here. There's my milk, Publix brand. And you see my breakfast group. But let me go ahead and add one more item here real quick by date. I'm going to add avocados. Say I have 5 of those. And avocados, as we all know, they're good for about 45 minutes. But I'm just going to put that they're good through the end of the week. And I'm telling you, I really have no idea what this goes for. I'm going to go ahead and open additional info here. And I also want this to be part of my breakfast group. And as far as the options, you see that because I chose to remind me by date, it's now instead asking me how many days before the replace by date I want it to be added to my list. So I'm just going to put 5 days and I'm going to click save. All right, here's my avocados. If you don't upload a picture, it'll put this neat little picture there for you. So now I'm going to demonstrate why the group is a cool feature here. So if we click on the breakfast group, it's actually going to bring up everything that's in that group on the screen here so that you can update all of the items that you use at the same time easier than one by one. I can just come here and update it. So you see I have my milk, my avocados, let's say I eat 2 of them, and I can save just like that. And the search bar does also work. So you can look by product name, you can look by brand, you can look by groups, any one of those will work. And the queries are all protected against SQL injection. So if you thought you were going to do an old-fashioned drop table on me, it's not going to go through. Right, so I'm going to go back to the main screen here. And here is really the main reason I built the app is the little shopping cart. I just wanted a reason to use this icon. But in all seriousness, when you click on it, what it does is it goes through all your inventory, and based on the parameters that you put, it'll make a shopping list for you. Click of a button, I don't even have to think about it. I'm ready to go to Publix. So you see it gives you the estimated costs here. You can also update the information. And then down here on the right, you have a save button. So I'm actually going to go ahead and save this list. And we'll get a confirmation here in a second. There it is. My list is saved. I'll explain why I did that in a second here. First, I want to demonstrate something else. So here's our milk. If you click on the little pencil icon, it'll actually take you to your update screen. And if I go to options, if you want to restock when you run out, you can hit no. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I do not buy milk. I don't think my fridge has ever seen any. So now if I go back to my shopping list, gotta click like I mean it. If I go back to my shopping list, you'll see there's no more milk. All right. And now I'm gonna, sorry, I have to move you guys' faces to the side here. You're blocking my menu. Okay. So I'm gonna click on the hamburger menu and we're gonna go to shopping history. And the application, whenever you hit save, it actually keeps all of the information here. So you can see all the lists that I've generated, how much my estimated cost was. And there's a little icon here. So the reason behind this icon is say my friend's on the way, he says, hey, I'm stopping by Publix. Do you need anything? Great. I hate grocery shopping anyway. So I'm going to send them this link here. And I'm actually going to open an incognito tab here because I want to demonstrate that in order for me to share my list, I don't actually have to give anybody access to my account. They can just go on the link and now they have the same list that I have, along with some estimated prices, which hopefully are somewhat reliable, and some little checkboxes to help them keep track of everything. And now if you actually click on the list, it will generate little icons for all the items in your list. It's a great way to keep track of what you purchased in the past. If you're not great at keeping your app updated, but you want to see when the last time you bought creamer was, you can just go through your list. And maybe in the future, you can use it for AI. It can just recognize your patterns, and hopefully one day you don't have to tell it when to replenish. It'll just tell you. I'm going to go back to my home page here. And I'm going to delete the milk. Are you sure you want to delete milk? Okay. And I will do the same thing here with these avocados. And the last thing I want to show is I did build the entire website to be mobile responsive. So I actually use it on my phone more than anything, but it does adjust the layout and everything should look very nice regardless of what page you're on. So here is a quick diagram that I made of the architecture for my application. So you can see it's multi-cloud. I have Route 53 sending the domain to an S3 bucket on AWS. I have Google Cloud running Cloud Functions to handle my API. Firebase authentication is used by both sides to generate and decode tokens. And then my MongoDB is hosted on Atlas. My tech stack is MERN, so MongoDB for my database, Node and Express for my API. I'm using React and AntDesign for my front end. And as added security, I do have middleware on each endpoint that verifies my tokens just to make sure everything is really locked down. And I'm using Mongo Sanitize for the preventing of the SQL injections that I mentioned earlier. So believe me, guys, no one's gonna get access to your shopping list. In the future, I would like to build the application in React Native so that you can download it as an app on Android or iPhone. And I want to add a barcode scanner to it, just so it's really easy to just scan and update everything without having to search or anything. So you come home from shopping, you have groceries, and you can just scan everything and do it real fast. Coming soon. So thank you guys. Here you have my contact info, LinkedIn email, and link to my portfolio if you want to see some of my previous work.